Greetings, Yellow Hunters, it's FiOth coming to you with a complete guide for the most tricky questline in the game, Eileen the Crow. Now I'm gonna take you step by step through it, since there are a lot of people who have been having problems. You start from the old lady's house, right here in central Yarnam, and head into the aqueduct. Follow the guide step by step and you will be able to find your way to the final reward. You drop down from here, take a right, and go through this kind of tricky passage here. Keep heading up, and this is your first encounter with Eileen. This is not a requirement, you can still skip this one encounter and progress the quest line, but I would suggest you take every step along the way so you'll be sure you're gonna get the best results. Very important here, and for the remainder of this process, is that you exhaust her dialogue every single time. Talk to her again and again until she starts repeating the same stuff. In this first encounter, all you'll be getting from her is a bold hunter's mark. I think she gives you 2 initially. This is the item that, as you know, transports you back to the last lamp without losing your souls. Keep talking to her as depicted here until she repeats the same stuff.
A hunter unnerved by a few beasts.
Blah blah blah. I'm not cutting anything out, guys, so you can see exactly what I did, and you can do exactly the same and reach the conclusion of this quest line.
Still doing here? Enough trembling in your boots. A hunter must hunt.
Okay, this is the last time we repeat the dialogue. As you can see, it's the same stuff. This concludes the first encounter. We continue in the cathedral ward, as you can see here. Now, her trigger to appear is that you open the first shortcut. This is very important, guys. You open the first shortcut deeper in the cathedral. This requires you to purchase the 10,000 echoes key from the messengers back in the dream, and then you trek the dungeon from the left side of the cathedral until you open the first shortcut. Not the initial gate that requires the key, but the shortcut that you can take from here to get deeper into the cathedral. Once you open that shortcut, she will appear here and you can talk to her. You exhaust her dialogue again until there is nothing new to be said. This is very important, because if you don't exhaust it, she will not appear in the next encounter. She will talk her piece, and that's it. Then you trek back into the cathedral without exiting the game or exiting the area. You trek back all the way to the area where you fought Father Gagnon, or whatever his name is. Suppose there are a bit of French accent in that name, but anyway. Gascoigne? Maybe? Anyway. You keep going this way, and I suggest you come here prepared, because the enemy you're gonna face, the hunter you're gonna face here, is very combat worthy. You can see him. Now, as soon as you start fighting him, Eileen will start tracking the environment to come to your aid, but it will take a couple of seconds, so don't just stand there getting hit waiting for her to come and clean house with you. Keep avoiding him, keep fighting until she appears. It is imperative here that you will not damage her too much yourself, or she will turn hostile, and that's it. You will have ruined your quest. Just deal the damage to the enemy with precision hits and avoid hitting Eileen. She will come in and she is able to dish out some very decent damage of her own, so you can just support her with bullets if you're gonna go that way, or just very precise, very careful hits. If you hit her like a couple of times, it doesn't matter, but if you keep hitting her repeatedly, it will turn her hostile and you will lose the final reward. As you can see here, he hits very hard. This is New Game Plus Plus after all. So you have to be careful. As soon as he's down, approach Eileen and again exhaust her dialogue. You can pick up the items that he left. He leaves a rune, and by defeating him you can take you can purchase his clothing, his gear from the messengers back in the dream.
Keep
Keep exhausting the dialogue here.
You must have killed Gascoigne as well, then. He was falling
I forgot
apart
to
on the
mention
shore
that
at
in your
Hatchet.
initial encounter with her, you will
We're
also
trying to
get
keep
the
ends clean.
Sake
A hunter
cape
should hunt
gesture,
beasts.
but I already had it because it's in Game Plus, so I did not get this in this instant. But if it's a fresh character, you should be getting a gesture as well. Here in the second encounter, you get the approval gesture that I didn't have in my first playthrough because I messed it up. Ended up fighting Eileen and lost the final rune. Okay, so keep talking to her, exhaust the dialogue, and that's it. We move on to the final phase. This is in the new game playthrough. You find her lying at the staircase leading to the Grand Cathedral after the moon has turned red. This is the most important thing you have to remember. You might have taken all the previous steps correctly, but if you do not defeat Rom, the vacuum spider, she will never spawn. So you defeat the boss. When you're ready, the moon turns and you can come and find her lying here badly injured. If all the previous criteria have been met, this will not be your enemy, Eileen will not be your enemy, but you will have to fight another hunter in there. And I'm telling you guys, I really hope you're good at fighting in this game, especially against humanoid people. Ah, there you go, you have the wet gesture as well here. I have never seen a person use it online before, so I suppose not many people have it. You'll have to fight a humanoid here, another hunter. I hope you're seasoned in fighting humans. There you can see it. It's the red moon, the requirement for this step. If you're New Game Plus or New Game Plus Plus, you might wanna consider glitching this opponent because he's very tough. I will not cut the combat out. Just remember guys, there's no way of having an assistant here. You have to play this battle solo. So I'm gonna just showcase what I did. Nothing fancy, just careful foreplanning and maneuverability. Enjoy the fight, and we'll conclude the quest in a bit. He has a ton of health, using a Chikage that he can use very effectively, as you all know, when trick handling this weapon. It combines its physical attribute and skill scaling with its blood tinge attribute and blood tinge scaling and makes it an absolute beast. As you can see, I just visceraled him and attacked him for around 800 damage, and it's just 1/3 of his health bar. Combine this with the fact that he can actually heal during the fight, and you have a very dangerous opponent right here. So as far as I know, there is a glitch where you can just lure him into trick handling his Chikage and then leaving the combat area, so he will just bleed to death from the effect. But I don't know how easy it is to accomplish, or if that's the correct way of doing it. I mean, it's a quest line in the game that's very interesting, the things said, the actions taken, and apparently guys, since the series became so mainstream, it's all about glitching and cheesing stuff. So this 1-on-1 is one of the most interesting battles. I suggest you do it legit. He will also be using the Old Hunter's Bone that lets him teleport short distances. You can counter that with the Old Hunter's Bone of your own. There he threw a numbing mist. He will try to prevent you from healing as well, and you should try to prevent him from healing. If you suspect that he's trying to heal, it's a good idea to try to punish him with a bullet. He heals for about half his health, and that will take about 2 visceral attacks for you to damage him back to that state. At some point I'll run out of bullets here again, and I will not notice in time. Get a few hits. By the way, this is a +6 Evelyn in new game, and this is a +7 Writer Plush also in the new game, so the damage is not great, but this build is midway still, haven't completed it. I'm not hitting very hard here, but what can you do? The guide takes precedence. It would have been more interesting if he also actually had the health pool of a human combatant, like not 3000 health, but about 1500, and playing really careful, and you could kill him like 2 viscerals, but he could spam heal just like a human. Here you can see he has like a tiny bit of health. I visceral him for 700 damage, but he's still standing. Try to chip the final bits out of him. Out of bullets. And here we trade some blows. And he's down. Took a while. Thanks for watching, people. This is the final difficult step you have to take to conclude this quest line. You exit the cathedral as you entered. Don't try to leave the area by using the lamp, just exit the way you entered. Talk to Eileen. I don't know if you can go wrong here, like leave the area, come back and see not being here or being dead or whatever. After the battle, run straight to her, talk to her to exhaust her dialogue.
My glory days were long ago now. I know.
And there you have it. The most precious, sought after rune in the game, the Hunter rune, that increases stamina regen. Pretty crucial stuff. Also lets you join the Covenant Hunters of Hunters, and will give you an edge in most combat scenarios due to the improved stamina regeneration. This quest can go wrong at so many points. It's no wonder very few people actually accomplished going through the whole set. By following these steps, guys, I guarantee that you will also be able to get your rune without having to kill Eileen, and you will also be able to purchase her Blades of Mercy and Crow Feather armor set from this point onward from the messengers. It took me quite a bit to compile all this, guys. It's pretty much a whole playthrough, so if you enjoyed this or found this useful, please show your appreciation by subscribing and giving it a thumbs up. It's been FiOth. I will be making more of these babies for you guys. As always, be well, stay frosty, and strive for perfection.